Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll have a look at this sort of premium headphones from Yamaha that are known as the Yamaha YH-700A. And I've been actually testing this one for the last 1 month or so. These were actually sent to me by Yamaha, but initially guys, I declined them. I told them I don't want to review them because I was checking Amazon and the price of this one was fluctuating around 34,000 or something like that. I'll leave the link of Amazon, but the Yamaha team told me that we'll send you the headphones, and if you don't like it, please don't review it or cover it. But nevertheless, I would say these are actually pretty good. And in fact guys, I'll be looking at my laptop over here because I have actually made several notes over the last 1 month of that, and many of you are not liking that I'm using the paper. So I'll be looking at the laptop here. I've made some notes, so let's go over this. And let me actually give you a brief idea about Yamaha audio. Yamaha audio is there for decades and decades. In fact guys, my old home theater was actually having the Yamaha AV receiver and hi-fi audio speakers, and the audio output that you get from Yamaha is that professional grade. It's very good. So they have that pedigree of sound, and I think so that is what I've noticed with this one compared to what do you say, the Sonys or the Bose, etc. what I have. But we'll talk about all that later. Let me first actually a lot of boxes over here. In fact, it comes in two boxes. This is the outer box that comes, and this is the inner box. So box within a box, and it's a big package. Let me actually put this to the side so we can look at this, and let me give you an idea. And I think so overall I would say this headphones is slightly different from many of the other consumer grade high-end headphones that you're getting, like the Sony XMs or the Bose, etc. I think so they concentrated quite a bit on the sound quality. So if you're that kind of a person that is the purist or something, sound quality, you might like it. But again, these are pretty modern headphones, again Bluetooth, so again pairs with most modern smartphones. In fact, I tested the iPhone 13 Pro and a couple of Android phones. Currently this is the Moto one that I'm testing. So compatibility is there with both iOS and Android. In fact, there is an app also, and you have all the bells and whistles that you expect on a modern headphone. But let me actually first show you what comes inside the box, and then I'll give you a physical overview, then we'll move over that. So again, this is the inner box that you get, and you open, and packaging is good. It gives you that premium feel. So here it opens, gives you the model YH-L700A. That A is again, also has the head tracking and 3D sound and all this thing. So this is the box that you get. I'll just keep this to the side. As you can see, this is the box, big box, definitely. And so this is a nice case that you're getting inside this one. So travel case that you're getting, and apart from that you get a Type-C cable to charge it, and also you get this airline adapter. If you're traveling international flights, you know that this can be useful, so you get that. And you also get one more cable because for example, you can physically also connect it with this wire if you want. So that's what you get in the box. So I'll just keep this to the side and empty the table, and first, let me give you a physical overview of the headphones itself. And the material quality is very different, guys. In many of the headphones, for example, this is the Sony XM3s. I even have the XM4. These have this padding and like mostly made up of plastic that you can feel. Here it's different. This is a fabric kind of a feel on this one that you're getting. But there is, little bit of plastic here at the headband, but this is a very different kind of a feel that it gives. Even in the buttons, as you can see, these are resist buttons. Initially I actually did not like them because you have to press them, but after some time I appreciate it because no accidental touch or whatever touch, you just move around. So that way it's nice. Again, here we have the ear cup, and we also have vents for that ANC also it has. So again, this is nice and sturdy and gives you that right and left. And on the right one, we have the Type-C port. And here, this is a LED light. If you're charging and stuff, pairing, etc., it moves in different LED colors that you're getting. And here you have the Type-C port that you'll use for charge. And it charges actually pretty quickly, guys. And here is the power on off button. And here, again, we have one more button that is called the 3D button. It also has this 3D sound and all those things. I'll talk about that. So you have that button also. And here, that physical, if you wanted to connect with that cable, that option is there. And here again we have one more button, again a physical button with ANC. You can switch off AC, you can switch off ANC, ambient sound and all those things. So typical stuff. The build quality is nice, guys, and you can wrap it. Though it's big, if you look at it like this, it's big, but you can wrap it. So even if you can just fold it like this, you can carry it in a bag. But again, these are big, a little bit big, I would say. And in terms of what do you say, fit and finish, I would say these are slightly on the bigger side. So if your head is on the smaller side, then this might be actually pretty big to you. For example, mine is a medium size head, and even for me, I would say it's coming at the most tightest position. So again, if your head is small, then the fit can be issue. But if you have a medium or a large size head, in fact, if you have a pretty large size head, you will enjoy it because it offers ample flexibility. If I keep it on the highest, see how wide it can go. So that's what it is. And again, the padding is good. It provides a cushion towards it. And I like the padding. It didn't give me that, what do you say, very warm ear feel that we generally get with some of the other ANC headphones. So that's regarding the build quality. It's different, I would say. It's basically not that traditional materials. It's using a combination of, what do you call this, fabric and plastics. So build quality, I'm okay. Now, again, before I talk about the music and all these things, let's also talk about the Bluetooth, because that's very important, because these days with most of the smartphones, we don't have a headphone jack, so you have to rely on Bluetooth. And I tested this with a couple of, what do you say, smartphones, even tablets, to check the Bluetooth range. And here I would say I was happy with this one. No issues, typical Bluetooth range that you expect. And the good thing is no cutouts or something that I noticed even while watching full-length movies and stuff like that. So that way the Bluetooth connection is strong, but it's not multi-pairing. It will just pair to a single device, but it remembers the other device, so you can quickly connect to the other one. So the Bluetooth range was good. I did not have a problem with this one. So that way it's nice. Next thing is, again, also it does support aptX X, aptX HD and all those things. But one thing I noticed is that this does not support the LDAC codec. But nevertheless, to say the sound quality that I was getting on this one, even with the iPhone, I have the Apple Music subscription lossless and all those things, and I even tested with a couple of Android phones. The music quality I was getting, though it does not support LDAC, was actually really good. I will talk about the music part later on. So that's what it is. But at this price point, they should have given even LDAC. But aptX is supported, and I tested in multiple Android phones, aptX HD and all those things. Okay, next thing is regarding the battery life. The battery life is typically good, and they claim about 33 hours. Again, guys, I couldn't listen to it continuously for 33 hours, but definitely you get very, very good battery life. I think so closer to about 30 hours or so. But again, it also has a 3D mode in this one, and you can even enable actually head tracking with the 3D mode. I'll show you with the app. And because it's tracking your head movement, slightest movement, if you enable the 3D mode, that then the battery falls down to, they claim about 11 hours. So that is something. Regular mode, no. Not an issue, but if you're mostly using the 3D mode, yes, the battery life roughly about 10-11 hours you should get. Okay, next thing is regarding the app that you get, because let me actually switch this on and let's connect. Let me show you with the iPhone. The app is the same even on the, what do you say, Android phone. Let me show you. If you go, this is the headphone app, Yamaha headphone app that you'll be getting. And let me just zoom out. Okay, I have to just press next, and it's going to connect to those headphones. And here, as you can see, it gives you an idea about the battery feel. 3D sound, as I've told you, is optional. You can switch it on and off. For most music listening, I just kept it off because I'm that purist kind of a guy. But yeah, you have that option, gives you the battery life. And this app is pretty basic, guys. And if you go over here, you can update the firmware and all those things also directly from this app. And again, let me first, I'll show you the battery tracking and all those things later. But here, you also have listening care and listening optimizer. And even you can toggle on noise cancellation from the app. But again, you also have the physical button over here. As you can see, ambient sound, off, or noise cancellation. So you have that, but you can use that from here, and auto power off setting. So it's pretty basic, guys. As you can see, one thing I am missing on this app is that if you notice, there is no equalizer, for example, to change the sound tune in the regular mode. But if you switch on this 3D sound, here you have a lot of option, and in fact you even have head tracking on this one. And I think so this is done very well. For example, I particularly enjoyed this while watching movies and action movies and something. If you just move your head also, the sound actually moves with you. It's a very different kind of a feeling initially, but I really enjoyed it. So that was actually nice. I personally did not like that much while listening to music. Some of you will like it because it gives a very new dimension to the music. But for movies and stuff like that, I liked it. So head tracking, if you switch it on and with this 3D mode, then as I've told you, it consumes a lot more battery. So here they have actually given us options of the surround mode. So you can change between couple of them, as you can see. So that is nice. But again, in the default music listening experience, like if you just switch it off, this is the regular music listening. Here we do not have the equalizer mode. I hope they add it with the software update. So okay guys, this was the app. As I've told you, it's pretty basic, but now let's also talk about active noise cancellation. And yes, this does have active noise cancellation, and in fact while listening to music, I enjoyed switching on the active noise cancellation, because this minor sounds, whatever, let's say your AC is running, it gets drowned out with ANC. But again, the ANC not super aggressive, I would say, like the new Sony's or the Bose, but again, it does the job, I would say. But if I have to strictly rate the ANC in numbers, let's say 10 is the max, I would rate the ANC to 6.5 out of 10. But the good thing is that as the ANC is not super aggressive, what I've noticed is with some of the headphones that have very aggressive active noise cancellation, you get that slight ear pressure after some time. That was not there on this one. In fact, as I've told you, I was just listening to music while just wearing this one, and I enjoyed the ANC. So the ANC is done well, but again, don't expect miracles. But while listening to music, it does improve it quite a bit. And then you also can switch off the ANC, as I've told you, very easily. You have that physical button, and also you have the ambient side. Let's say you're having a conversation with someone, you can just press this to ambient mode, and then you can have a conversation. So that's what it is. Okay, now let's move to the next thing, and this is important, guys, because these days, if you're just wearing this, this obviously has integrated microphone. In fact, it has multiple microphones. And this was a big surprise to me. I did not expect this, because what I have noticed is that many of the headphones, etc., these popular headphones, they get a lot of things right in the music, but I think so they don't concentrate on the microphone quality for specifically for taking calls. Yeah, this was a pleasant surprise. I did take quite a bit of calls with this one. When I was listening to music, I had got some calls and etc. And I didn't even realize there were some pretty big calls. And end of the call, I asked other people, how's my call quality? And all of them actually said that the call quality was good. So surprisingly, the microphone quality is done well on this one. That's a big surprise to me. I was not expecting. That's one of the just check marks generally with other brands, but here I like the microphone quality. So if you even take a lot of calls, then this will do the job. Okay, next thing is very important, because again, as I've told you, most of the modern smartphones don't have a 3.5mm headphone jack. So you have to rely this not only for music listening, but even let's say if you're watching a movie or a YouTube video or anything like that. And if there is a lip sync issue, then it just ruins the whole experience. Gladly, I did not have any lip syncing issues with this headphones. I tried it on the iPhone and a couple of Android smartphones, and even a Samsung Galaxy tablet that I have. So the lip syncing issue was not there. So that's a good experience. In fact, I watched quite a bit of YouTube videos and even some movies on Netflix, and it was a good experience. In fact, I like the 3D sound, as I've told you. I was enabling it while watching movies. It's a very different kind of experience, I would say, surround experience. And if you move your head, it actually moves with you. So yeah, needless to say, I didn't have an issue with the lip syncing issue on this one. So that is sorted. Okay, let's move to the most important part now. What is in terms of sound, what do I feel about it? Because if you're spending this much, north of 30,000, I think so, yes, these other features, whatever it's there, but I think so how's the music quality is a very important part. And here I would say these actually impressed me. In fact, let me actually break it down. I wrote some notes on my laptop, so let's look at it. In fact, I would say in terms of pure clarity of sound, these actually impressed me compared to many of the other, these are the Sony XM3s, I even have the XM4s, etc. Some of these actually color the sound a little bit more, but in terms of clarity, these actually I felt were better. And I think so that's what Yamaha went for this. They wanted that pure music experience. And that's what you are actually getting with this one. And I think so that is the reason intentionally they are not giving that sound equalizer in their app, because they want you to experience the pure sound. But I feel they should actually give the equalization option in the app. But some people like heavier bass, heavier treble, etc. So in terms of sound quality, actually I thoroughly enjoyed them. But now let me actually break it up. I have actually written down notes on this one. Let's talk about this sound stage, and here I would say the sound stage on this one is done exceptionally well, and it gives you a very airy feeling. Generally with the headphones, the sound stage that you get is a very different one compared to, let's say, if you have tower speakers or something. But this one gave me that very airy feeling, and it didn't feel, the sound stage did not feel cramped. In fact, it feels very, very lively. And in fact, I was actually singing to music. That generally does not happen, and this actually took me into that mode. So that is the quality of the sound stage that we were getting on this one. Excellently done, very lively, I would say. That was done, and that's the difference I was telling you. It's the sound clarity, sound stage that I'm getting on this one compared to some of the other premium headphones that I have used. So that way I like the sound stage on this one. And now let's break it down between the typical parameters that we have, that is the bass, treble, and the higher tones. How are they done? Let's talk with the bass. And here I was actually surprised, man. I actually enjoyed it, because they, on the box or anywhere, they don't say anything, they don't boast about extended bass or something like that. And I would say the bass is done very, very well. It's not excessive or something. For example, on the Sonys, by default, they boost the bass quite a bit. And here it's not done. But whenever a bass tone or something comes, oh my God, it comes with such an impact. And it's so tight. You just love it. Some of the music tracks and the movie trailers I was watching, I was just like, wow. That was the experience that I was getting. The bass is there and it's very, very tight. And when the bass comes, it comes with a huge impact. It's like, for example, in a good movie theater or something, that you get that bass, huge bass that you're getting. That sort of a bass comes. But again, it's so tight that it's not muddy or something. So I really enjoyed the bass on this one. It's been done very, very well. In fact, I would say among the top that I've heard on a headphone. I love the bass signature on this one. It's not overly done or whatever, but when it's there, it's impactful, comes, punches, and goes back. So the bass is done very well, and it simply does not muddy, what do you say, the mid tones or leaks into that. That way, I feel it has done an excellent job. So again, if you are looking for this one and you get a chance to demo this, use your own tracks and see the experience. The bass has been done very, very well. And again, that boils down to the sound stage also, the overall sound stage. So the bass is done very, very well. And in fact, I think so, because of that very tight bass, I enjoyed this one quite a bit for watching movies. In fact, the 3D sound also gives an effect. I switched off the 3D sound also for some movies, but then also enjoyed watching this one quite a bit for the movies, because I think so of the tight bass. Sometimes those explosions and stuff in movies that you have, if the bass is not tight, it gets slightly muddy. But here, that was not the case. Okay, next thing is regarding the midtones and vocals. And generally, most of these premium headphones get it very, very right. And that's the same case with this one. Beautifully produced midtones and vocals, beautiful music to the ears, and it's so good that you start singing, I would say. You get into that vibe. So that generally many of the other headphones also get that right. So here also it was done very, very well. I did not have any issue. And now let's move to the, let me move to the treble tones, that the higher tones. And here also I would say they have done it a very good job. It does have a slight sparkle, I would say, that I personally like. So I enjoyed it quite a bit on this one. And guys, this is all with default sound, no EQ or anything. That's what I like with this headphones. No EQ, no rubbish or manipulating the sound. The default sound signature that you're getting on this is so good. So that way, I think the biggest strength of this headphone is the sound signature that you are getting. Yes, it does not have the equalizer modes or whatever. But many of the modern smartphones, you have Dolby Atmos. Here you can manipulate. I didn't have to do anything. and then also I enjoyed the music. So that's why what I'm saying, if you're that kind of a person who likes the purity of the music, then you will appreciate what is the sound signature that you are getting in this one. And that way I would say I really liked it, and that's the reason I actually decided to cover this one. Because initially I didn't decide to actually cover it. So that way, in terms of sound signature, they have done a great job. But I feel in the app, please give an option of adding an equalizer, because it will help some users if they want to tweak around the music. You have provided it in the 3D sound with the head tracking and all those things. Why not in the regular mode? So that's regarding the sound on this one. And if I have to just rate it on the sound signature experience for listening to music and stuff, I would rate it as high as 9.5 out of 10. These are that good. Okay, I enjoyed listening to music on this one. But overall, I would say if I have to rate it overall, this one, then I would rate it 8.75 out of 10, because some of the issues that I have mentioned. Anyways, guys, that was it for this Yamaha headphones. What do you guys feel about this one? In fact, I would say if you are in the market looking for a slightly higher end headphones, and you have the budget of the Sony XMs, the Bose, etc., if you're going to a store, also test this one out and see, because it's very difficult for me to explain the sound signature. You have to experience it yourself. Play your own music tracks and test it out. You might be pleasantly surprised. Anyways, guys, that's it for now for this video. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.